Yeah, if you're ready, Gail, we want to kind of get into your current projects, right? You know that, of course, everyone is anticipating the return of Snowfall. And I'll be perfectly honest, I'll tell you that, from doing my research and seeing when the show first came out, I was not watching it initially. I'm a big John Singleton fan, so at first I was like, I'm spoiled because I like to binge watch things, right? I don't want to have to wait every episode. So I was kind of late to the Snowfall train. Once I got on board, I was like, oh my God, this is the best show ever. Like, I was able to binge watch all of season 1. And then even, in the midst of John Singleton passing, God bless the dead, I was wondering, like, who's going to, carry on the show? This was his baby. This was what he created. And who's going to be in the writing room? And how does all this continue to stay together? And thankfully, you guys have not missed a beat. Like, I think he would ultimately be proud of the product and the content that you guys are putting out. And Damson Idris just posted the trailer. I think a lot of you guys just posted the trailer on social media, and you guys aren't even finished filming the season. So, we're all excited. We're all salivating. We're trying to understand where we're going in this new season, because you guys have literally raised the bar. And, now I find myself every week, like, watching. I can't binge it anymore in one sitting. I want to watch every week. I need to see what Franklin's going to do. I need to see how all these things are going to turn out. I need to know how Oliver's doing. There's so many things and so many ways that the characters have developed and evolved. So, from your point of view, kind of give us some insights as to, your experience from season 1 to where you guys are now.
Oh, wow. My character has evolved so much. Well, I started at season 2, but season 1, just watching everyone and everything that's going on, they've literally grown. Like, before we started back shooting after quarantine, I watched the whole thing because I was like, I don't even know where we at in the world, in the Snowfall universe. So let me refresh. And it's so crazy just seeing all of the characters grow and turn and have their own individual arcs. And it's like, they execute them so well. Like, where not that many of the cast members are actually from LA. So, like, Amy and the uncle's from New York. Damson, is from London. Ivy, where's Ivy from? His name is Alone. I can't remember where Alone is from. I'm from Atlanta. Isaiah's from Atlanta. So it's so crazy how dedicated everybody was to just immersing themselves in the LA 80s culture and being able to drop in. But it's like how you've seen arcs and people change and people come and people go and people die. Season 4 is 10 times way more than what you gotten from 1 through 3. Like, everything you thought you could expect people to do the unexpected. I tell people all the time, I'm like, season 4 is like, how, okay, we saw a world when stuff happened when Melanie got on crack or when Wanda was on crack. Season 4 is going to put the audience on crack. Like, you don't think you're on crack. There's so much stuff happening where it's like, what?
Yeah.
And it's real.
What's crazy?
Like, this is how the world went.
Right.
This is how in Snowfall season 4, you're going to grow, everybody growing up quick.
Yeah.
Like, the audience going to grow up quick. And it's just so crazy because it's like, this is reality. Even the real life of what happened and what the crack cocaine epidemic did to the communities and to people. And you'll see, like, with gang involvement, with, like, just everything. You'll see how living that life can turn people against one another. It can break up families. It can break up friendships. It can take away loved ones. Like, it's going to be really, really good. I think you guys will not be disappointed. I'm excited. This is what y'all been waiting on.
Yeah. I had a question, well, not a question, more of a statement about Wanda, the character Wanda. As I watched it, because I watched season 2 and season 3 twice. I watched both of those twice. And Wanda seems to be, because everybody in the show actually has an addiction in the show. Everybody in the show has an addiction. And Wanda is just what's outside of her. What she shows is really what's inside of everybody else. Because she is a nice person. Just like Franklin is. Franklin's a nice person, but he's addicted to success, making money, never needing anybody. And then even Teddy, the CIA guy, he want to prove to everybody that he can do this, he's important and everything. And I just like, with Wanda, I was just like, a lot of people don't think about addiction. They think about addiction the way Wanda is. But the whole show, everybody has this big addiction that's going on. And they trying to fight that addiction to be who they were in the first season. Because even when my favorite episode, to be honest with you, and I'm not even saying this because you're on the podcast, is the one with you and Melody going to the skating ring and all that together, because I liked it, that whole, we want to be innocent. Like, we want to be innocent, but at the end of the day, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. And I will catch up with you when I'm done being about this.
I agree with every. That's a great way to comprehend it, to comprehend the characters, because you're right. Like, everybody is fighting an addiction, and everybody is trying to be who they are in season 1, or who they were before crack in season 1. And it's like in season 4, I think you'll realize that everybody has reached a point of no return. In season 4, everybody reaches the point of no return.
Right.
So it's like, we're here now. I think season 4, they sit in and they realize, like, we're not who we used to be.
Right.
So we either embrace who we have become, or like destroy everything trying to fight back for who we were, but we'll never get there.
That's crazy. Nick, you want to piggyback off of that?
Yeah, so one of the things that we want to ask you is, I think all of us, especially African Americans, we all have an experience with a family member that may have some sort of, mental health issue, or had some form of addiction, and they may be struggling still to this day. Is there an opportunity where, during this process, even as a method actor, are you working with people who may have certain afflictions? Are you using, again, your experiences even growing up and even now, people who may have substance abuse issues? Like, how are you channeling the energy of the character of Wanda?
So I do have family members that struggle with addiction. I do have family members that took losses to addiction and drugs. And just, it's not even just really, I mean, there is that addiction, but there's also that abandonment that Wanda feels. There's also that resentment. So I've been able to channel life experiences. And also, here in LA, I volunteer on Skid Row every Wednesday, where I go feed the homeless when I'm not working. I'm from 12 to 2. So I also see it firsthand. I've seen it firsthand, and then I still see it like where it's a person, how it may look to a person who doesn't know someone, or who, you know what I'm saying? I know how Wanda may look to others. I also, like I said, because I have family members, the challenge with this was, I've never known anybody before they were clean. Because all my family members that may be addicts, have been addicts, I didn't know, I was too young, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know them. I've always known them as the addict. So that's like coming in and watching Snowfall in season 3 and always knowing Wanda as the president. You know what I'm saying? So it was nice to be able to see the shift and be able to give Wanda that humanity. Like, these are reasons, like, how people that are messing up or on drugs, these people who've known them more than I see why they have that hold and they keep trying and they don't give up, because they know them. They know that there is more than just drugs and the addiction.
Right. There's a side of humanity to everybody that has an addiction like that, right? And
it's difficult when all you know is the person that is the drug addict. When you don't know them before that. I watched a few documentaries, J is for Junkie. I watched a couple of YouTube videos. I didn't watch any movies where it was like actors playing drug dealers. I only watched like the realistic, authentic, genuine addicts because I didn't want to embody how another person played a crack addict, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I made sure everything for all of my research, for all of my preparation, it was always the real life of it. In regards to what I've seen, what I've experienced, what I know, you know.
Right. How hard is it though to, I guess, because I know you have to get into a mental place. How hard is that to find that place? Because I was reading gosh, man, what is that book called? The Wire, the book about The Wire. Gosh, what is that book called? Oh, All the Pieces Matter. I was reading All the Pieces Matter and The Wire, and the guy that plays Bubbles, Andre Royo, was talking about getting into character to play Bubbles, that he would go into some really dark places, and he was like really close to actually doing heroin at one time. He said he was glad he didn't do it. But how hard is it to get into that mind frame though?
I think it's different for different people.
Right.
The way I was trained it was a very nurturing environment of how to go into something and self-care yourself out of it. So for me, I don't have that artistic abuse on myself. Right. Like I have different exercises and different methods that will drop me into it or into a character to where even once out of it, I can psychologically heal myself, nurture myself to where, you know, I'm not so deep in it and I'm not emotionally destroyed and there's not no backlash. Right. So like with me, it's different things with Wanda. Like the day that I'm filming, I'm not putting on it. It's different little things you can do to get it. I'm not putting on no deodorant. I'm not putting on no lotion. Like I'm gonna shower the day before. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that day I ain't showered. Right. That the hair, the makeup that also puts into it is certain things where that I'll do where it's like, okay, this is this character. So let me put some specificity and some physicalities to it that will help me easier drop in. To get me there mentally, it may be different things that I will do, but it wasn't anything that I couldn't come out of. I don't feel the need to go try drugs or do certain things because I don't judge my characters to a point where I feel I'm any different than them to where I gotta go, I can't relate to a person that did drugs because I didn't experience it. Because my imagination is so strong. Right. My sensitivity to things and people, I can easily take that on. So I don't need to. I feel like you know how some people where they don't have to experience the trouble to know to stay out of damn trouble. Like right. If one person get into some trouble for something, like if you got a brother and you seen your brother get beat, you're like, you know what? I got it. I get it. Right. So for me, I've never felt the need to actually like go experience and stuff. To me, if you do the research, if you do enough research, if you watch enough stuff, you're immersed in it. For me. Right. If you be around it enough, like it's like when people smoke, you don't gotta hit the blunt to get high. You can be in the car around someone and you're like, woo. Big contact. So for me, contact works. Like I don't need to. To me, contact is seeing it, feeding it, putting it into my mind, into my body, watching it, which that really is psychologically that works. Honestly, for everybody, we just don't know because we contact ourselves with stuff every day through social media. Yeah, we do. And it affects us. We contact our stuff with the things we watch, the things we read, the things we take into our bodies. But I don't necessarily have to get the actual ingestion of it from a tangible standpoint. I'm getting it from a psychological standpoint, from a mental standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint. Because like I said, one don't crack. With addiction, I love chocolate. Right. I know what it's like to crave something. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to be able to taste it. Right. Like at one point, I used to drink a lot. I mean, I like drinking. So when I didn't drink for like maybe a year, I could smell the alcohol and tell you exactly what alcohol it was. Yeah, I get like that too. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think you necessarily have to do it. You just have to understand how it's no different from another thing.
Right.
Now, at the end of the day, addiction is addiction.
Yeah.
Whether it's sex, whether it's drugs, whether it's boys, whether it's candy, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Whether it's eating food,
Social
like
media.
my 600-pound life. I just seen this lady the other day. She bust her sleeve open twice. They got to do it a third time.
Wow.
She's addicted to eating food. So it's no different. You have people, they see you, you hurt, you hurting your friends and family. They want you to get better. It's no different. So for me, with my acting in any character, it's just about simply understanding how they're no different from me or something that I may already have in my life, or something that I've witnessed or seen, being able to connect those dots.
And I like how they evolve Wanda, because at first she's already an addict before she even does the first crack, before she do crack at all. She's already an addict, because you can see that she really, and they show this it's perfect how they show this, because a lot of people, when they go into drugs or alcohol abuse, it's because they want to be in a crowd, they want to be in a group, they want to be a part of something.
Well, Wanda like to have a good time.
Yeah.
So she's addicted to that high of a good time.
Right.
That high of fun. Whether it's the group, whether it's partying, whether it's dancing, whether it's drugs, whether it's just being with someone and having a good time. She like that.
Right.
And it's like, the beautiful thing about season 4 is, as Wanda has another huge, amazing, major character arc, like you said, it's the addiction.
Right.
The addiction is one thing. Wanda always gonna be Wanda.
Right.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so beautiful. And I'm so blessed to be able to play a character that has so many arcs.
Okay, well, let's get to the last. I guess let's be close to the last. We're getting ready to wrap it. I don't want to hold you too long. Cause I need you to go out there and win an Oscar, some Emmy, things like that.
You need to get all those noms, some SAG awards,
all those SAGs, all of it, all that.